Oh my god, this is Chelsea Rose, also known as Lucid Rose. Sorry. sorry about that. And I did another watercolor painting. I finally completed the Victorian inspired Astoria la da 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 illustration that I showed you in previous YouTube videos. I finally watercolored it, and here's the video. Okay, so I'm finally getting around to watercoloring this pen and ink illustration that I made weeks ago on my trip to Astoria, Oregon. I was absolutely fascinated by the Victorians there. It's my third or fourth time going, really, and each time I'm just fascinated by the Captain Flavel Queen Anne Victorian mansion out there, and this time I got to kind of explore more of the suburbs on Astoria, and it was just chock full of wonders as far as like interesting architecture, Victorian architecture goes. So I couldn't help but draw this. I brought my quill pen and ink and my watercolor sketchbook and sketched this out really quick, and I have been meaning to watercolor it. So here I am doing some watercolor. This is a time-lapsey dealy bob, so I'm just kind of doing a voiceover. And let's see. So yeah, so it's a pen and ink illustration that I did with a quill pen. I used India ink, Higgins Black Magic India ink. The watercolor I'm using is a Grumbacher set, and I'm using just an assortment of brushes and some really dirty water. And yeah. Essentially, I like to work wet into wet. Obviously, with watercolor is really fun. So at the beginning, you might have saw that I was dipping my brush into the water and just applying water directly on spots that I later dipped some paint onto. So that's kind of one of my favorite ways. I'm not classically trained artist, so my process might seem strange to you if you are a classic watercolorist. I don't know. I'm just kind of having fun, playing around, experimenting with watercolor still. I love it. I love it. It's, you know, if you're familiar with my work, you'll know that I primarily work with acrylic painting on canvas, and that I also do some murals and things like that. But, you know, it's weird. My mind's like, my mind wants to paint giant murals. But it also, at the same time, I want to paint smaller things that are more affordable, that have nice little fine details in them. And I found watercolor painting, going over some of my illustrations, is actually really fun and suits my work pretty well. And I think I really kind of remembered, got back into watercolor painting because I started being obsessed with tea staining. I've been doing some tea painting on my illustrations. I've been told that people really like my watercolor paintings because they're kind of like smaller, slightly rougher, more guttural versions of my acrylic paintings on canvas. So I can dig that. I see that. But so far my process in this video has been, I did it I think in 3 sessions. So this first session you're watching now is like the first layer of watercolor. And then once I was done, I then took a heat gun and dried the heck out of it so that I could do more layers. At this point as I'm painting it, I'm going, I had this illustration in mind to be kind of gloomy and almost ghosty and strange, so I'm like, okay, let's add some black. It needs to be a dark sky. So here you see me adding a new layer. I think this is actually the second clip here now. So that blue was added and then dried. Now I'm doing some black, kind of trying to darken this piece up, make it kind of more of a night sky, and still letting some of that blue peek through and make the black a little bit more make the night sky a little bit more dynamic. And then here I am going through adding little bits of the black here and there, trying to create some shadow and contrast, depth of field and all that as much as I can. You'll also notice that I keep, you might notice, I don't know, I've been using my sleeve to dab excess paint out of the painting, which is silly. Generally people will use like a paper towel or a rag, but no, I'm using my shirt. Stay classy, you know, I'm a classy lady. And you should see this shirt. Actually, I'll probably have to wear it for my my end cap video where I say thank you and all that. I'll wear my crazy paint shirt. It's the shirt I paint in when it's kind of cold. It's like a sweater and it's just kind of ridiculous. It kind of looks like, I kind of look homeless when I wear it. It's wonderful. Here I am again adding more and more black. It's just crazy to me. I'm still getting used to the fact that watercolor really lightens up once it dries, you know? Like I'm like, how much more intense do I have to make these colors? And so I don't know. So here's another take. This is after that black dried. See how much lighter it was from the previous to this time. Now that it's dry, it's just so much lighter. Anyway, I'm kind of adding some stars and some interest in the sky, trying to make it kind of a starry night out there. And so this I'm actually doing with acrylic paint because I'm a cheat, I guess. I mean, I never said that I'm orthodox in my watercolor method, but yeah, I tend to add acrylic paint on top, especially white, after I'm done with a watercolor to get like some highlights back if I feel the need to. And even sometimes after that, I will go back in with my quill pen and add some more India ink over lines that I feel maybe got too murky with too much paint over them, which I understand is kind of opposite. I paint the opposite way you should. You should lay down your color and then ink. Instead, I'm inking and then laying down color. But I've always been a rebel, so what you gonna do? Can't help it. Here I am still really trying to boost the contrast here and give some depth and shadow to this little spooky Victorian house. And yeah, I mean, I really love the illustration. I actually used this illustration for last month's limited edition hand tea stain print, which are still available if you go to my Etsy shop, which is lucidopticlab.etsy.com. I will also be putting up this original painting in my Etsy shop as well, so keep a lookout if you're interested in collecting this. Go to lucidopticlab.etsy.com. And yeah, I don't know, I'm interested in interpretations of this painting. I don't know, I mean, I just kind of, sometimes things just happen. I think this stemmed from me just wanting to give Victorians, these beautiful Victorians in Astoria, a big old hug, because they're just beautiful and they have so much character. But, you know, the more I looked at the piece, the more I felt like perhaps this giant lady is a spirit or like remnants of a woman who lived in this house back in the day. I don't know, like, so maybe she's like this purple lady, like a purple ghost spirit lady. Or maybe she's just some crazy third eye alien fairy mutant goddess giant who is just kind of walking through and going, oh hey, this is a pretty little house, I wonder who lives inside here. Could you imagine a giant eyeball just blinking at you from outside your window? Now you see it? Now you don't. Now you see it? Now you don't. Now you see it? Now you don't. Woohoo! Was that fun? Thanks for hanging out, guys. hope you enjoyed that watercolor video, and I hope you enjoyed my weird, rambly voiceover recording. Oh, while I'm standing here in my paint garb, I'm going to show you my favorite comfy sweater that I paint in, just for fun, right? And a faraway shot. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. I love it. I don't know, I wish I could dress like this all the time. And look, I just got this little eyeball button pin from the dollar store because Halloween. Yeah, so this is what I'm wearing. This is what I used when I was dabbing at the painting. I used my sleeve. Hi. Okay, and beyond that, you can find that original pen and ink / watercolor painting for sale in my Etsy shop, as I stated multiple times. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. lucidopticlab.etsy.com. Also, I just made scarves. Guys, I'm so excited about them. I gotta show you. See, look it. Look it, look it, look it. It's my pot head design, cause she's a pot head, cause she's growing stuff out of her head, you know? So yeah, and it's a scarf. And I tend to wear these kind of like this, something like this, and then you get the design, you know, you get the design. Where is it? Yeah, see? Voila, ready for fall. You too can be ready for fall by buying one of my fancy hand screen printed scarves. They come in a bunch of different colors, so check that out also in my Etsy shop. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and check me out on patreon.com/ChelseaRoseArts if you're interested in supporting whatever it is I do. I post a lot of my behind the scenes kind of photos on Instagram under Lucid Rose. Also Facebook Chelsea Rose Arts. And tell your friends about me. Bye bye.